Hello, hello. What is going on out there, YouTube world? How's things? Things are going pretty good here. I've been back, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks now. I'll tell you one thing that's not great. I left Manila to fly back to Melbourne. I think it was, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night and 34 degrees. And landed in Melbourne in shorts and a t-shirt, stupidly, at 5 o'clock in the morning at, I think, -1 degree. And like, it's been sunny a lot. We've had a few pretty rainy days as well, but it's been sunny a lot, but still only like 8 or 12 degrees. That is not warm enough. I'm just going to throw that out there. If you're from Melbourne, you know what I'm talking about. If you're from the Philippines and you think 27 is cold, it's not. Trust me, -1 or 2 is not acceptable. -8 is not acceptable, but that's what I'm in. So anyway, moving forwards. I have been thinking about what to make as a video here. Okay, I'll start fresh. When I've got nothing to do, I play computer games. The game that I tend to play is this game called PUBG. It's a shooting game. It doesn't really matter. I've been playing it for quite a long time, and I've got a group of 6 or 8 guys and girls that I've been playing with for probably 7 or 8 years. They're some of my closest friends, and I've never met them in real life. But that's cool. It is what it is. Now, in saying that, getting to the point of this video, when I've been playing with them, there's a couple of them, not all, but 1 or 2 that has never travelled anywhere, ever. Like they've been in Australia, but they've never travelled outside of Australia. And whenever I have, they've given me comments which are kind of, to be fair, we're friends and taking the piss and having a joke, but they make jokes about, which are kind of derogatory about the place that I'm going to, or about me because I'm going to that place, somewhat. It's all in good fun, and it doesn't mean anything to me. I couldn't care less. But it occurred to me that the kind of things that they're saying, and I'm not going to get right into all of that, but the things they were saying, you would only say if you had never travelled, okay? And so I guess that's where I'm coming from. So I've got family as well who I've said to them for years, you should go overseas. Like, you love to travel. They've travelled all over Australia. They've done, caravanning and like camping, and they've travelled everywhere all over Australia. I said, you should go overseas. It's a whole new world. It's like an amazing experience. It's like everything you love about travelling here, but times 10, because you get to experience other cultures and other foods and other places and completely different types of environments and just, it's better. Like, don't get me wrong, travelling in Australia is awesome. It really is. But once you've done it, you've done it. I know you could do it again, but there's a whole world out there to travel and explore. And when I say that to family, they're like, yeah, but why would I want to travel outside of Australia? Australia's the best. Well, I mean, firstly, is it? And how do you know it is? Because, don't get me wrong, I love Australia. I do. But I love the Philippines. I'm going to live there one day. I love Thailand. Maybe I'd like to live there one day. I love Vietnam. Maybe I would like to live there one day. I love, like, Singapore. It's a bit expensive for me, but I love it. I love Malaysia. Like, I love most of Asia is awesome. And I haven't even been through Europe or America at all yet. One day, that's the plan. But there's not many places I've travelled to outside Australia and gone, wow, this place really sucks. Like, this is terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of places I've gone to, I'm like, this is fun and I'm enjoying it for a holiday, but I wouldn't want to live here. But a lot of places I've been to, I've gone, wow, this is absolutely beautiful, and it's warm, and my joints don't hurt when I'm here, and it's cheap, and the people are lovely, and it's so beautiful, and you've got the beach here and the mountains here and everything that I love. I would love to live here, more so than Melbourne at 8 degrees on a Wednesday morning. Do you know what I mean? But my family members are like, no, why would I want to? I already know that Australia is the best place in the world. That's like me saying, I've eaten a steak before, and someone says to me, come, we're going to take you to the world's best steak restaurant. And it's going to be like a new experience. It's going to be like something you've never tried before. It's going to melt in your mouth. The flavour of the steak is going to be more steaky than steak has ever been for you. It's going to be something like you've never had before. And you go, no, why would I want to do that? I've had steak from Coles, which, if you're not from Australia, is a local supermarket. I've had steak from Coles before. I know what steak's like. And Coles steak is the best in the world. I mean, it's not. But you don't know that, but you're just making that assumption. You're just saying that thing because that's what you've never tried anything else. This is the thing I'm talking about for travel. People who have never travelled, they just make assumptions about places and whatnot, and just assume that the stereotype for that place is all that that place is, and then they're not willing to try it, and they miss out on so much. I genuinely believe that people that travel, like if you've never travelled before, ever, and you just stay there, you have a mindset which is, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a certain mindset. Once you do travel, like you start to see the world differently, and it's not always good. Like, don't get me wrong, a big part of it probably, especially through Asia and places like that, is you see the poverty. You see just how little some people are living on, like how poor some people are, and it gives you, that alone, it's not great, but that alone gives you that perspective in your head of, wow, I thought I had a pretty difficult life in Australia, but the reality is more than half of the people here would probably kill to have the life that I've got. And I sit here in Australia going, man, I'm struggling. But then you go there and you see what struggle really is, and it gives you a whole new perspective of that. And it's not just, oh, it makes me feel like I'm doing better. It's that, but it's also, food is different there. The same things that you eat here, even the same meal that you eat here from a Malaysian restaurant, when you get it in Malaysia, it tastes better. It's different. I don't know why. Maybe it's got MSG in it, or maybe it's got magic syrup in it, or whatever. If they do something different, maybe it's just that the meat there is fed differently to the meat here. I don't know. But they taste different, and generally speaking, it tastes better when you're away. I've heard it said that it's to do with when you're on holidays, you're happier, and everything tastes better when you're happier as well, but I don't know. But whatever it is, travel gives you experiences that you just do not get if you don't travel. And travelling in Australia is great. Travelling outside of Australia is also great. But I would never say to someone, ugh, why would you travel in Australia when you could travel the rest of the world? I wouldn't. I wouldn't sit there and go, the rest of the world is so much better than Australia. Why would you do that? Which is essentially what they're doing to me. They're saying, why would you need to go outside of Australia where Australia's already the best? Both are great. But Australia is one out of 1,000. Why not visit 990 of the other 1,000 as well and see what's out there? Yeah, I don't know. There's a bit of a rant, I guess, but that's kind of it. You should definitely travel. And don't just assume that stereotypes are right. I'll give you a quick example, and it's not the greatest, but I'm a middle-aged white guy. If I travel to some Southeast Asian countries on my own, it may be the assumption that I'm going over there to try and just find people to have sex with. And that's the kind of joke that my friend was making, saying, oh, you're going to do that, blah, ha, ha. He knows that's not the case because he's seen my videos and he knows that I like to travel and I like to explore places, and most of the time I just like being by myself. But that's kind of the joke. And I kind of mentioned it to him at some point, but you know, it's not all like that, right? Like there's probably, let's just say for the Philippines, there's probably in each small city, or not even just Philippines, every city, even Melbourne, there's small areas where that sort of stuff is happening. And it's true. But the thing that makes the Philippines awesome is not that. The thing that makes the Philippines awesome is the price and the food and the view. Like it's beautiful beaches and beautiful waterfalls and beautiful rivers and beautiful mountains and amazing just island paradises. And even better than all of that is just the people. They see you and they're happy and they smile and they talk to you and you chat with them and it's awesome. And all of these things that are awesome, that's what the Philippines is, or that's what most of travelling is, these awesome things. There's the odd crappy thing that happens. Your car breaks down, someone steals your wallet, different things that might happen. If you're not super careful, even if you are careful, that can happen. We had a day recently on this most recent trip where I planned to go to this theme park with a friend. And we went, and in the morning when we left to go there. It was sunny and hot, it was going to be great. And we stopped to get some lunch, and we came out, and it was a bit overcast. I didn't think anything of it. We got to the place, and they said, oh, sir, if it's raining, the rides won't work. And I was like, it's not raining, whatever. And they're like, and there's no refund. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I paid and it was not cheap. It wasn't crazy expensive, but it wasn't cheap. And we walked in, and within 5 minutes of us getting there, it started raining, and that was it. Like, I think we got to go on one or two little rides, but most of the 20 odd rides that were there, we couldn't go on. And the main thing I wanted to go on was this huge Ferris wheel that they had there, which I'd seen when I was on the plane flying into Cebu, all lit up. It was that big that you could see it as you flew in. I was like, oh, I want to go to that. That was the reason for going there, and we couldn't use it because there was lightning, and they wouldn't run it in lightning. And then when we left that day, she was like, oh, what a crappy, like, that was a crappy day. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, that's part of traveling. You get mostly awesome times, and every so often you have a shitty one. And even the shitty one gives you an experience. Like, it's still, wow, do you remember that time we went to that theme park and we didn't get to do anything because it was all falling apart? And all we did was go into the 5D cinema and then ride on one or two of the rides. Like, what a funny day. We rode an hour and a half, and it was raining the whole time. And then all that day, raining. And then we rode for an hour and a half to get back, and didn't get wet. Like, good things happen, bad things happen. But travel is like that, and you just got to take them both together, and it all kind of boils down to good. What it isn't is, it's not a case of, oh, you've gone over there and you've done all these millions of different things, and 99.999% of what you've done is all these fun things. But when you come back, someone goes, oh yeah, but sometimes guys go over there to look for women. Cool. Guys do that everywhere. Women do that everywhere. Like, that's not what Philippines is. That's not what Thailand is. Sure, there's parts of both of those places that do that. That's not what I'm there for. That's not what most people go there for. But that's the small, tiny sort of thing that this one guy has latched onto who's never travelled before. And I said to him, I go, look, mate, I know you're joking, and I get it, but you need to travel. Because if you travel, you wouldn't make those comments, because it's just not right. He didn't seem to care. The other guys that have travelled all agreed. You make your own decisions about what you do. I'd suggest you go out and travel. See the world. Not just Australia, or not just Cebu if you live in Cebu, or not just Philippines if you live in the Philippines. Do your best to find a way to get yourself fit to be able to travel somewhere. I know it's not easy, but even if you're living in Philippines and you've never left your island before, go to one of the others. It's not that hard, and they're awesome. There's so many cool things you can do. Anyway, this video, all the pictures and stuff you're seeing in it are from previous trips of mine over the years. Most of them are not in the Philippines. I've been to Malaysia and Singapore multiple times, Thailand multiple times, Vietnam, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Korea, amongst other places I can't remember. But these are all videos and pictures and stuff from throughout those times, showing you that travel's awesome and you should get out there and do it. Anyway, like and subscribe. Have an awesome week. I will see you next week for something more to do with the Philippines. Have a good one. Bye.